I'm going to drop it just a tad.
Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
All right. And here we go. What is up, Beer Chachos? I'm UJ, and I'm here with my amigos Mayhem and Chemo to bring you another edition of Beer Buddies Las Vegas. In today's episode, we're going to be drinking Cycle from Bad Beat Brewing and sharing our reviews. Life is too short to drink bad beer. That's why Beer Buddies are here. What's going on, guys?
What's up? What's happening?
I'm excited for this beer today.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think I've ever had a Schwarzbier before. This is
that how you say it? Schwarzbier?
Schwarzbier.
Well, I think it's because it has the Schwartz.
Yeah, your Schwartz is bigger than mine.
That's right. I think so. Title of your sex tape. But, I mean, yeah, I think that's how you say it. Schwarzbier.
This smells really coffee-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Smells great.
Oh.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh, deep roasty flavors. I like it.
That is roasty flavors.
Huh. A nice bitterness to it, almost like a coffee porter, if you would.
Yeah.
Good smell.
Yeah, I feel like I'm tasting a little bit of coffee and oakiness, and it's dark. What do you guys think?
Well, the coffee is prominent. You can taste the coffee. It's not like I don't know how where to put this at.
Well, I mean,
it's very just like bam, flat, like not like in a bad way,
Well, is this common? Is this like the smell and taste common for this type of beer?
So this is a Schwarzbier. It's only 4%, by the way. It's a very light beer, which I mean that's pretty light for a dark beer like this. Oh, I don't know. I think a Guinness is similar though.
Yeah, it's a little bit higher, but yeah, but I think you're right on the money though with that. Yeah, you're right. For a dark beer, you would think heavy for a dark beer,
So from what I found out about this beer is it's an anniversary beer from Bad Beats, right? Yeah, from Bad Beat Brewing. So every year they do a baseball themed beer, which is pretty cool. And this particular one, it's obviously dark in color. From what I gathered, it's made with coffee, caramel, and lightly roasted flavors. What the lightly roasted flavors are, I'm guessing that would be the malt or the barley or whatever is just slightly roasted to get to that darkness. Oh, yeah. But, man, it's really easy to drink, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. No, for sure. I tell you, you can't go wrong with, local brewery. And Bad Beat is a local brewery. Again, it's, they're here locally in Henderson, Nevada. It's a cool little smaller type of tap room brewery. It's like in an industrial warehouse plant over by the Valley Auto Mall here in Henderson, Nevada and stuff like that. They got 4, core beers, year round. And of course, they're always constantly, releasing new stuff and everything. Cool people, locals. I mean, they give so much. It's a cool little vibe in their tap room, man. You can sit down and beanbags, play Nintendo games. They have a shuffleboard thing in the back, It's a cool little joint for it, I mean, I really like them a lot. I mean, and this is my 47th beer that I've had from Bad Beat Brewing. I just
47.
47. I mean, again, title of your sex tape, but I mean, it's a cool little place. I mean, I really dig, their local stuff. I mean, they've been around since like 2014. I mean, this guy basically, he just, he sold his house, all his savings, dumped it into the brewing company and stuff like that. And he named it, because, he loved poker. And that's why he called it Bad Beat, man, because that's just like, the ultimate gamble to bet on a bad beat and stuff like that. So
I've been there with it before. Remember, we got some flights there.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere is cool. The atmosphere is cool. We got tanked on some flights.
Oh, yeah, we did. Pretty chilled. You know how that goes. Yeah. So you're well aware of it. And again, this is a tasty beer, man, that they put out.
Yeah, this is very, very good.
History of beer.
Let's talk a little bit more about this beer, the Schwarzbier. here is the Schwarz, if you couldn't tell, is a German name, and it translates to black. This style of beer tends to be very dark and opaque, so you can't see through it, usually with coffee and chocolate flavors. Schwarz beers are very similar to stouts, since they both are made with roasted malt. So that's what you were talking about, Chemo. The dark color does come from roasting the malt before it goes into the brew. Then that gives it the dark color. Now, what's really interesting about this beer, or this style of beer, I should say, it was, I'm gonna butcher this, but it was known long ago as Braunschweiger Mumme, which translates from German to Brunswick Mumm. So this is Brunswick Mumm beer from way back. This type of beer is arguably one of the oldest types of beer, if not the oldest, in recorded history. And people were brewing this back in like 1390 and possibly even earlier.
This particular recipe?
Just this type
or something close to it?
Schwarz beer.
Okay.
Just a style of beer.
This style of beer is one of the oldest, possibly the oldest type of beer brewed.
I mean, I'll tell you what, if I was living back then and this was what I was drinking, I was a happy man.
Wow. That's interesting.
Although I would like to know how this tastes warm, because I'm sure it would be warm back then, or room temp, right?
That's a good point. Yeah, they didn't have refrigeration then.
This is nice cold. I wonder what it would be like, you know.
Well, that's going to be for another video.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't survive back then, man, because I like my beer cold. So,
Kimo, what do you want to give the cold version of this beer bottle cap?
Ooh, this is good.
I get what you're saying about it being kind of one note. Like, it's not super complex. It's just dark roasty, and that's what you get.
You get what you get, you know, and I think it reminds me a lot of, like, you know, and also, like, if you go to, like, your standard dark beer, you get, like, a creaminess to it, and this doesn't have that. By no means is this a bad beer, but I would say I would give this a 7 bottle caps. I think it's solid. I think I can keep drinking this.
Mayhem, what do you got?
Well, I actually agree. You know, I've had a couple of Bad Beats beers and stuff like that, and by no means whatsoever is this my favorite or is this my worst. This is a good, solid beer, and I'm not a huge fan of the style. I'm looking for something a little bit more heavier if I'm drinking a darker beer. I prefer that a little bit. I mean, honestly, normally my lightest dark beer, if that makes sense or whatever, is always the Guinness. And I dig that for a dark beer. You know, that's a great staple. This is a good beer for sure, without a question of a doubt, but it's not like my ultimate favorite. So I actually give this a 6.5 solid. Right. It's a good beer. It's good flavors and stuff like that. Great aromas. I'm looking for something a little thicker when I'm seeing dark beer and stuff like that. That's just me personally.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I feel like this is kind of like having a black coffee, you know, not adding any cream, not adding any sugar to it.
Yeah.
I have to say a Guinness is probably just a little step above it. So yeah, I'm gonna say this is like a 6.75 bottle caps from me.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a heavy light beer, right?
Mm-hmm.
It feels heavy, but it's not heavy.
Yeah,
that makes any sense.
And I get, maybe it's not fair that we're rating it versus a nitro stout. Versus
this definitely isn't a stout.
It's not, and maybe it's not fair to do that per se if that's what we're comparing it to. But I never had another Schwarzbier.
I have nothing to compare this
exactly. To. So that's the only thing I can go off of, and that kind of stuff with it, you know. So
I'm glad we got to try something different today.
I think it's great, you know, just, you know, refine it a little bit more complex, and, you know, I think they got a winner on their hands. Yep. But there's a new one every year of this.
There you go, yeah.
Very much.
All right, well, that concludes today's episode of Beer Buddies Las Vegas. We, of course, hope that you enjoyed it. Please let us know your thoughts. If you've got a favorite beer or, beers that you want us to try, put them down in the comment section below. And please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, of course. Click that bell so you get the updates whenever we post a new video. I'm UJ along with Chemo and Mayhem, saying until next time, stay frosty.
And may the Schwarzbier with your